Jimmy was a lively and curious 8-year-old. He was always eager to learn about new things. As soon as summer vacation began, Jimmy's grandpa brought home some beans from the market, planning to plant them together with Jimmy. When Jimmy saw the small beans, his eyes filled with excitement, and he couldn't wait to plant them. Grandpa took out a small shovel and some fertile soil, leading Jimmy to dig a few rows of small trenches in the yard. Grandpa patiently taught him how to evenly scatter the beans in the soil and then gently cover them with a thin layer of soil. Jimmy followed his instructions carefully, imagining the bean sprouts breaking through the soil and the pods filling the plants in no time. On the first day, Jimmy ran out to the yard every half hour to check on the beans, hoping to see some changes. Grandpa chuckled and said, "Jimmy, beans need time to grow. You can't rush them. You need to give them time to take root and sprout in the soil." The next morning, Jimmy again ran out early to check on the beans, but there was still no change. He felt a bit disappointed. By the third day, he couldn't resist and gently dug up the soil to check on the beans. He found that the beans still hadn't changed, and he was almost in tears with frustration. Seeing Jimmy's anxious expression, Grandpa came over to comfort him, saying, "Jimmy, beans need time to take root and sprout in the soil. Every life has its own pace, and impatience will only disrupt this process. You need to give them time and space." Grandpa then shared a story with Jimmy. "You know, Jimmy, when I was young and planted beans for the first time, I was just as impatient as you. I checked the beans every day, turning the soil over and over, but the beans ended up dying. I later realized that planting requires patience and experience. Impatience won't lead to success." After hearing Grandpa's story, Jimmy felt a mix of embarrassment and determination. He decided to follow Grandpa's advice and patiently wait for the beans to grow. Every morning, he would water the beans but stop disturbing the soil. He began to observe carefully and noticed the soil becoming softer and the air filling with the scent of life. About a week later, Jimmy finally saw the first bean sprout breaking through the soil. Excitedly, he shouted, "Grandpa, come and see. The bean sprouts have come up." Grandpa walked over with a smile, patted his head approvingly, and said, "See, Jimmy, patience and experience are key to success. You have now started to learn the wisdom of planting." Jimmy watched as the bean sprouts gradually grew taller, feeling a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. He understood that impatience wouldn't speed things up, it might even backfire. Experience requires time and patience to build, and only by working steadily can one achieve beautiful results. Through this experience of planting beans, Jimmy learned a valuable lesson. In life, no matter what you do, you cannot be impatient. You need to be patient and trust in the power of time to truly succeed. This experience also deepened Jimmy's understanding of his grandpa's teachings, and he began to approach future challenges with a more composed mindset.